I'm fine. Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly well, okay? Don't worry.
Great.
The sound is fantastic, okay? No problem.
Okay, thanks so much.
Hello, Rocio, how are you doing?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so very much. How are things with you, ladies?
Great, great. At job I have many things to do right now.
Great. Great. Yeah, this has been very, very busy weeks for us, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let's begin. Remember that the topic today is about International English Language Testing System, IELTS Part 3, okay? And the language objective today is to recognize the importance of preparing for IELTS oral examination, okay? Now, after greeting each other, I am supposed to ask you to give me a brief summary about the video watched, okay? The video was about IELTS Part 3. Did you guys have the opportunity to watch it?
Yes, mister.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
teacher.
Good, Adriana. What about you, Rocio? Did you watch the
Yes,
video?
teacher. Yes, teacher, of course.
All right. So, Adriana, I'm going to start with you. Can you please give me your summary about the video, IELTS Part 3?
Okay, the video was about IELTS preparation for academic English exam and the speaking interview part 3, and the topic was about important events and celebrations in life. The candidate it was a non-native English speaker from Europe. It was a girl, and the idea is to get a high score. So the video give us suggestions about how to get a high score. They talk about birthdays and celebrations and why those celebrations are important for people, and the trainer talked about details about that topic. He gave us some tips to get a high score, like we have to listen careful the questions to give a full and complete answer. You can ask for time to think and prepare your answer. For example, you can ask for time using synonyms. And something else, we have to use a great range of vocabulary and grammar, because the girl used some tenses like past perfect, past continuous, and perfect tenses. And in addition, we can use answers with logical reasons, some specific examples. We have to be clear with using logical responses. And finally, I got that we have to be creative to answer, because sometimes we don't like the questions, but we have to keep it in mind to be simple in our answers. We can get excited all time with the topic to sound interested for the tutor or the person that is evaluated.
Excellent, Adriana. Fantastic job. Excellent summary. Rocio, you're up. You're next. Go ahead.
Yes, is the next like my email. Initially, there are two people. Uh, they are talking about the different topics related with celebrations in life. Uh, Emphasis in special celebrations. About organizing this kind of meetings. And finally, there are some tips related with this part 3. The most important is that the principal, or excuse me, main topic is the same like the part 2, but the difference is that in this last part you must predict, analyze, compare, give your opinion. Another thing important about this one, uh, between the most important tips, there are listens carefully to the question and ask if you don't understand. Uh, Takes time to think with expressions like that's interesting question. Could you please give me a moment? And some another like that, like this. Um, Give complete answers, study and build vocabulary beforehand this interview. Don't be too creative with the answer and be interested and excited in all the topics. And the most important with the end of the video is about practice, practice, and practice.
Excellent,
And
excellent.
that
That is
is
the
all.
key. That is the key word, right? About practice, practice, and practice. Very good job, Rocio. Fantastic and very well explained. Hello, Christian. How are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, teacher. I'm fine. Thank you. What about
Great.
you?
Here we are with Rocio and Adriana, your two classmates for the night. Okay.
All right, teacher.
All right. Christian, we're speaking about the strategies to get high scores when you are taking IELTS Part 3. Do you have the opportunity to watch the video?
Yes, I did.
Okay, can you please give us your summary about it?
Okay. Actually, uh, it was a video about how to get the highest score as you can. The first part, we can, well, I saw an interview in which the interviewer asked different questions about the topic, yeah, and asked to her unusual questions about the topic, like I said before. So, after the interview finished, um, the teacher explained or gave different tips to get the higher score, like uh, use an overall vocabulary um, and grammar structure. He said he recommend to use for example, past perfect, past present perfect, and continuous tenses. Right. Then he recommended to her to listen carefully each question and pay attention to them. He recommends some a way to buy time. Like, oh, it's an interest question. Please let me a minute to think, or some different like this example, right? And the last, well, I think that I have forgotten and some tips, but I remember at the end he said practice, practice, and practice to obviously to improve your English. And at the same time, you can get the higher score as you can.
Nice. Excellent. Excellent, Christian. Okay, Adriana, what do you think about the advice that he gives about making sure you understand the interview?
I think it's a great tip because it's very important we can recognize what is the other piece people want, the other person want to explain us, and we have to understand and be sure what is the question about. Because I always say to my students, look at the question. With the question, if you understand the question, you know what are you going to use in the answer. So that's the same. If you are using speaking English, if you are speaking in English, you have to understand. So listening and speaking are two skills that are joined and are complemented in English language, I think.
Awesome, awesome, excellent, Adriana. Rocio, what about you? What do you think about the advice that he says to use excellent range of vocabulary and grammar. What do you think about that advice?
Yes, this is the most important because the
Aló.
main objective of this
Hola, papi, estoy en una clase.
speaking part, in the last part,
Sí, estoy aquí.
is to express
Sí,
your
yo estuve
opinion
allá en la tarde y
with
ya está bien.
the grammar and eh,
Ya
vocabulary
de pronto es que ya está
that
dormida, porque ya hasta ahora ya sabe
could
que ya se
be
acuesta.
appropriate for this for the
No.
yes, please, Christian, turn off because I'm listening.
It's her.
Okay. Um, in addition, it's important that taking account the topics about this speaking part. The most important are technology, education, environment, TV influence, leisure activities, and others. And if you know about the topics, you can study uh, all the vocabulary related with its topics. In addition, it's important to um, predict the topics, the questions, and in this manner, you could uh, speak more fluently and without grammar mistakes. Is
All
my
right,
opinion.
excellent. Excellent. Christian, what do you think about the advice that he gives about being interested and excited in all the topics, even with boring or easy topics? Christian, your microphone is off.
Okay, right. Okay, from my point of view, that advice is like a tricky because it doesn't matter you can if you are not interested about the topic, but the real goal is to reach the higher score, right? So you, if you don't feel feeling with the topic, you have try to have a range that is interesting to you, yes, in order to connect with your interviewer. Yeah, this is my opinion.
All right, great, great, good summaries and good opinions. Now, the last part of this section is to ask you, do you have anything else to add about the video, Adriana?
Yes, I have something to say that I consider is very interesting is how we can speak fluently in this kind of examination or speaking test. And the one of the tip for the tutor is that we don't have to speak fast, so we can speak clear, and it's the most difficult part for me because I'm very excited when I have to speak in English, so I want to speak faster and faster, and I don't think in my pronunciation, I don't think in nothing. I want to speak like a volcano when it's explored, and I think that is the most common error that I have.
Awesome. What about you, Rocio? Any important tip or advice to discuss about the video?
Yes, I think that the most important are your soul, because if you are thinking that you are maybe doing wrong, surely the interview was terrible. Yes, will be terrible. For the reason I think that I or we must think in do well the interview, be or take positive mind for this interview.
Awesome. Great. Christian, you're the last but not the least. Anything else to add about the video?
Well, actually, I would like to give an extra tip according to my own experience. I think that you have to be honest with your interviewer. I mean, what I mean, if you don't understand, for example, a question, be honest and ask to a different question. I don't know. You can say you can ask in a different way, please, or you can ask the same question with a different words, right? Because the real idea is to of this kind of task is to I lost the real word to interact with the interviewer, right? It doesn't matter if you don't understand something, you have to ask for it.
All right, great. Christian, you are in a rush, right? So now, as we continue with the practice section, I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that follow-up part first, okay? All right. So let's do it, as on the video. All right. Good evening, sir. How are you doing today?
Okay, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, of course, I'm ready.
Okay. So let's get started.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you some questions, okay, that are related about an important invention before the age of computer, okay?
All right.
So I want you to tell me about one of those inventions that we had before the age of computer. Question number one, what is the invention?
O- Okay. An invention is something that was invented in order to improve our lifestyle. Yeah. Uh, okay, that is my point of view about it. It's
Yeah,
something.
but you have to tell me about one important invention that we had before the age of computers.
Of course, right. From my point of view, the most important event was how to produce energy. I mean, the light energy.
Why do you think that invention is important?
Okay, because this invention is included in everything in our life. Uh, Everything, oh well, the majority or most of the things, devices like cell phones, computers, another like fridge, TV, what else, works with energy.
All right, can you please give me some advantages of that invention?
Of course, the first one, we our lifestyle have been improving since that's invented. The second one, we can help to our planet because this kind of resources is better than the fuels one. I mean. The third one, we can use the sun energy to to use it. And
All right,
fine.
enough. Can you mention some disadvantages of that invention?
Okay, if you don't have enough knowledge how to manage the energy, you can hurt by yourself, including you can die if you don't manage in a quarterly way. The other one,
Good.
okay, sorry.
Awesome. What is the significant impact of modern inventions on life today?
Okay, it is actually it's an interesting question because we have been avoiding of text communication and information technologies. We have been improving of lifestyle from the professional point of view, from the academical from point of view, and including with our duties we can do in a easy way than before.
Okay, good, great. And how useful are these inventions today?
Obviously, right nowadays we have been using every day, anytime, like right now. Actually, I am using energy with my laptop in order to get the internet and in order to get in this meeting. Actually,
Okay, are you smart enough to invent something that can help humankind in the future?
well, actually, I don't think so that, yeah, I can change or I can improve in a higher how can I say that, in a high level. But I have been thinking to produce for example, an specific English course to improve the learning process using my knowledge.
Okay, thank you very much. The last question for you. Who do you think has been the most convenient invention and inventor for the world?
Teacher, actually, I have the same option. No, maybe another invention was the will to impact our through the history, no? But I forgot the name who invented that. I
Okay,
don't.
no, I don't know it either, but don't worry. Okay, sir, thank you so very much for your participation tonight. You have done a really great job. Now you are free to go and rush with your dad, okay? Thank
Okay,
you for
thank you.
joining us this time, and I really hope to join you in the future. Thank you so very much for being part of these encounters, and thank you for showing so much interest in learning, okay? God bless you,
Okay,
Christian.
okay. See you, partners and teacher.
Bye, Christian. Have a nice night.
Okay.
Great, great. Thank you very much. So, Rocio, you are next, okay? Are you ready to get started? Rocio, can you hear me?
Hello, teacher. I'm
Oh,
ready.
all right. So, good evening. How are you doing tonight, ma'am?
Good evening. I'm doing well. How
Okay.
about you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Are you ready to start?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
great.
ready.
All right. So, the topic for you to talk about today is about describing a special occasion in your life.
Okay.
So, when did the occasion take place?
Okay. The most special occasion in my life was my son born.
Okay, continue.
Okay. This situation
This
was
occasion.
this occasion was approximately 10 years ago and was in Caracas.
Okay. And when did it happen? That happened 8 years ago. Very good. And who was part of that moment with you?
Teacher, could you repeat the question, please?
Yes, who was with you on that occasion?
Okay, I was alone because my family uh, were in another town.
Okay, great. And has that been the most remarkable and important moment in your life?
Um, Teacher, I can hear you clearly.
Was that the
Could
most
you?
important and remarkable and emotional moment in your life?
Yes, it was the most important moment because my son is the person, the most important person in my life, and he is the reason for work, for study, and for all the things that I've been uh, realizing every day.
Okay, good, excellent. So now that takes me to the next question. What is for you the most important thing to achieve in order to be happy in life?
I think that the most important thing that I want to achieve for my life is the family harmony, the share with my family, and maybe get the economical established in order that we all of us can get the dreams, maybe study or travel, things like that.
Okay, great. So, you think that family is one of the most important things in order to be happy in life?
Yes, it's the most important.
Okay. Okay, great, 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 great. How often do you spend time with your family?
Uh, Now it's very difficult because I'm in different situations that I think that is for improve our life condition. For example, now I'm studying and working too, but I usually on weekends share time with my family and in addition in holidays and in vacations is
Great.
the
How
most
important
important.
is it for you to celebrate those important occasions with your family?
This is very important for all of us because uh, despite for example my brother in this moment he's living in Medellin, but for special occasions he traveled to Chipaque, and we are joined in a lot of different situations, or
Okay.
maybe with the communication.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much for your attention and for being part of this interview. You have done a really, really great job, Rocio. Good, good, good.
Thank you,
Okay,
teacher.
let's give Adriana the opportunity now. Adriana, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I was listening my mate participation.
Okay, great. All right. Good evening, Adriana. How are you doing today?
Fine, dear tutor. I'm fine.
Okay, are you ready to get started?
Yes, tutor.
Okay, so let's begin. Adriana, your point to describe today is about a newspaper or a magazine that you enjoy reading.
All right. I have to begin, or you
Yes,
are gonna ask me?
which newspaper or magazine do you read the most regularly?
Mm, um, I usually read the Tiempo, El Tiempo
Mhm.
newspaper because it's the most interesting newspaper in my country, and I consider I can find real information there, and I really like. Oh my God, what happened?
Nothing, continue. No
Um,
problem.
and I consider I can find a lot of information there. Like for example, I can find a piece of paper in English, and I can find actual information about national and politics information there, and I really like it. But right now I'm teaching Spanish too for my little kids, and I have been reading a lot the newspaper with them, and I found many interesting things that we can improve reading the newspaper, as punctuation, the way that we can write, and intonation, and we can be more critical in our about the information that we are reading. So it's my favorite
Okay.
newspaper.
Okay. And which parts of it do you like most reading?
Uh, I I really enjoy when I read about politics, actual politic in Colombia, because I have been working in two foundations or organizations or ONG organizations. One is called Red de Paz and another one is called Rotaract, International Rotaract. And I really like to be informed about what happens with the politics and socio-economical situation in our country. And I really enjoy to be informed about it.
Great. And where and when do you read the most?
Mm, sometimes I sometimes read at home on weekends when I was in my parents' home because I love hammocks, and I really like and I enjoy when I can read with nature around me, and I feel comfortable there. But actually, as I told you, I'm reading at a school in my job every day with my students, 15 or 20 minutes for the first time of the schedule.
Good. Do you think you would be a good reporter?
Yes, of course. I think so because a few years ago, before before I took the decision to study this career, I would like, when I was a teenager, I was thinking about to study communications. And it was a great possibility to study that. I think I would like to be, and I can be a good reporter because I would like to speak with others. I would like to identify what is good, what is not good, what is better for this. I like to analyze situations, and I feel people feel comfortable with me, and I can make friends anywhere, so I can get information easier, I think.
Great. What do you think about news programs in Colombia? Do they inform people well?
Um, about news programs.
Yes, yes, about news programs. Correct.
Um, I think there are some channels that has limited information for people because maybe they are paid by the government, but and I feel that they don't want to inform the total true or the whole truth about the situation in our country, and they want to make up the situations and to get news about different things, try mm, to combine people to think in the way that they know is right. But I think we have to be more serious about it, and as audience, we have to choose what is good and what is not, what is real and what is not real. We have to be critical in our thoughts about it. So I think news in our country, some of them has most information about fashion or something like soap operas, or but they don't uh, use most of the time about real and important information for our country, and they have to try to say lies all time
Okay,
to
great, great,
protect
great, great. Very
politics.
good. Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you so very much. Well, this is the end of our encounter today. I have nothing to say but to congratulate the three of you because you have done a really great job tonight, okay? But before we go, I want to remind you that you are supposed to record a short video on which you have to share your opinion about these 8 encounters we have had, okay? On these videos, you're going to be evaluating me as your tutor on these 8 encounters, okay?
Okay, teacher, we have
Yes.
to record a video about that, but we have to send that video to our tutor or to
No, to
you
me, to
by
me.
Skype.
You have to send it to me.
All right. How many time we have to use?
It doesn't have to be so long. I mean, it's the necessary time in which you can express your thoughts, ideas, and opinions about my tutoring with you on these 8 encounters.
Okay, teacher. Thank you so much.
So that will be it. So, like I said before, congratulations on your performances today and the encounters before. You guys have done really great improvements, and I am very proud of you all, okay?
Thank you so much, teacher. I have
Thank you, teacher.
a final question. Excuse me. Um,
Yeah, go ahead. No
when
problem.
when is the due date for that to send you that video?
I think you have to send it as soon as possible. Tomorrow would be good, or maybe before the weekend.
For tonight.
Mm.
No, 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 tonight no. No, no, you guys, I understand that you are tired and don't worry, don't worry. You can send it tomorrow, no problem.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much,
you, teacher.
tutor.
You are very
Okay,
comprehensive.
okay, good. Don't worry, don't worry. Take your time, but don't forget to do it, please. Thank you so much for being part of this experience with me too, okay?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help. It's a shame that I couldn't do these activities with you before.
Yeah, it was too bad that we didn't meet before. It's true. But I think that next week we will have another encounter. I don't know, because we were assigned like 5 more hours to have like a final speaking exam with you all. So maybe we will meet each other again next week, okay?
Okay,
Yes,
teacher,
tutor.
thank
I
you.
was registered a few minutes ago before this encounter, and I choose like my tutor.
Ah, great, great. It's a great honor for me, Adriana. I'm really, really honored. Thank you so much.
Okay, teacher. Have a nice night.
Thank you so much. God bless you guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Rocio.
Goodbye.
Have a nice
Blessings.
Take
day.
good care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Remember the video, please.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.